In this video, we're going to go over what a colostomy bag is and will it help your symptoms if you have IBS, Crohn's, or colitis. I had really bad Crohn's and colitis, but I was able to fix them naturally. And one of the things that my doctor really encouraged me to do was to get the bag, and I'm glad that I didn't, and I've helped many other people avoid this happening. So essentially what it is somebody has a really bad colon, and the doctor decides that it's best to cut it out so that you're not feeling the pain of the colon and all that toxicity. It's just very hard on the body to have the colon like falling apart inside of you. So they cut it out and they remove it. Sometimes they don't cut it out. They leave it in there to let it rest to see if it will recover. They really don't know what they're doing. It's a lot of trial and error to see how somebody responds to the surgery. But they make it sound, a lot of people make it sound like, you get this snipped right here, and then, you put the bag, and then like life's all good. It's not, because there's multiple things that can be causing your diarrhea. It's not just the colon. If your symptoms were caused by the colon here, then yeah, your symptoms would stop at the expense of wearing a bag of poop for the rest of your life. And I'm not trying to be insensitive, because this was a fate that I faced. But like, you can fix the colon from going in and out of overdrive if you address the root cause. Sometimes they have to do the surgery because the colon has been beat up for so long. But if you've been seeing a GI doctor for 10 years and he can't figure it out, like if we would have just addressed the root cause when the symptoms started, it's amazing how fast you can get better. So, what are some of the problems with the colostomy bag? So the way that I help people get better is with my 13-day protocol, which is available on my website. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm helping you find the traumatic event that put your gut into overdrive. For me, it was childhood stuff of like having, like my parents like cut the Nintendo cords on me and stuff like that. And then later in life, it was caused by, big breakups and whatnot. So it's this process of finding those traumatic events, understanding that it put your gut into overdrive. This was common knowledge in the 1950s. I know this might be like way out, but just like think for a second. What was the stressful event that put your gut into overdrive? Did you fail school? Did you go through a breakup? Did your parents go through a divorce? Did you move? Did you fail class? Like, it's always after a stressful event, every single time. That is when the symptoms start, and a lot of times you might not be conscious of it because the event was so stressful, you just stuffed it, you suppressed it because your conscious mind couldn't handle it, so it threw it to the subconscious. And it's really not all that surprising because your subconscious mind literally does 99% of it. It does 99% of our processes. The conscious mind is capable of like very little, maybe 1% of the daily processes of the brain throughout the day. So this bag, I just got done, like reading a Reddit forum. This bag balloons, so you can't wear your clothes, and then people are wondering why it's ballooning out. It stinks, it leaks, and like think about it. It leaks on your favorite clothes. It leaks on your car. It leaks while you're talking to your coworkers. It leaks while you're on a date. It leaks while you're in the bed. It's not a good solution. And especially if your gallbladder or your pancreas or your small intestine is causing diarrhea. Because you're still going to get diarrhea, and the small intestine and these other organs are still going to take a pounding. And yeah, I hear a lot of reports that like a lot of people, like they didn't even need to get the surgery in the first place. I talked to somebody who was having pancreas and gallbladder issues that was causing their diarrhea. And then the doctors were like, we need to remove your colon, like right now. And like they didn't have any, like they did a colonoscopy and there was like no inflammation in the colon. It's literally just going to make that person's symptoms worse because now they have the stress of dealing with this bag. It costs tons of money. like $50. I don't know how much it costs. It depends on your insurance, but like you got to change these things twice a day. You can't shower with them, and you probably really want to shower because it's just gross. These things are gross. Like it's like this. I have a hard time like remembering like where I put my keys. I remember I used to like lose my wallet all the time, so I got like a phone wallet case thing. Like I can't imagine having to add another thing in my life to juggle, especially this thing. It is a lot of maintenance. It doesn't work. And again, if the stress in your life is still putting your gut in and out of overdrive, you're still going to get symptoms despite getting the surgery. In very rare cases, it is necessary because this is so far gone, but it is amazing, the comebacks that I have seen with people's colons after years of just being thrown in and out of overdrive, in and out of overdrive, in and out of overdrive through stress. So, like, it's better to address this sooner rather than later. You don't know when this stress is going to sneak up on you, and it's just, what's the straw that's going to be the break the camel's back? And even if you're having this conversation and thinking about getting a stoma bag, it's very uncomfortable to think about. It's very easy to suppress and go play video games and go watch Netflix and stuff like that. I did plenty of that, but this needs to be addressed head on. And I have it laid out step by step in my 13-day protocol. It's on my website. I show you everything that I did step by step to get better. But, it shows you how I found the conflict. It shows you how a traumatized brain works and how we could just call it a traumatized gut works and what everything is going, all the nerdy details on what's like really going on behind the scenes here. I show you the science behind it. Even, hell, my free video that explains my program on my website is going to deliver so much value to you. I remember when I first went to the doctor and they like literally told me nothing. They're just like, nope, just drugs the rest of your life, drugs the rest of your life. I can't answer any intelligent questions like what's the root cause? I don't care. Like this video is what I wish a competent GI doctor would have told me when I first got diagnosed with Crohn's and colitis. It would have saved me 20 years of research. You don't want this to happen to you. Start taking your gut health seriously now. Start taking the trauma approach. I don't follow any diets. I don't take any drugs. All I did was there's these special processes you got to do to unlink the trauma to your gut. And, some people think you got to be Buddha or Jesus and never feel a negative emotion your whole entire life. That's not true whatsoever. I still have anger issues. And, a lot of the things that were triggering my symptoms, I wasn't even getting angry with at all.